first unload of the cart for the cart of the 24 season. We've already taken one load in the semi. We're just stopping on the ends and getting dumping the combines off while we're getting everything dialed in. Working on getting my scale set up. Move this spout a little bit. It's a great thing about this tractor. It's got the joystick, then with the 4-way spout, makes things really slick. You don't have to worry about just pushing levers forward and backwards. You can go left and right and then forward and back. So this is going to be about half a load, and then once this load goes in, we'll be able to zero the cart, get it dialed in, and then get the combine weights dialed in too. So that gotta go switch a hydraulic hose around, but everything's going pretty smoothly so far. Nothing's broken. We're in a 40 right here at the shop. I don't know, we probably got 15 acres done already. Didn't take long with 2 combines. By the time you get everything dialed in, you're done with the field. But get another half a load on this truck, get this scale dialed in, and then we're just using one truck for now. One, because things always go really slow when you first get started out, so we're not in any big hurry. 2, the other one's not waxed yet, so maybe we'll do that tonight after we finish tonight. But got our lever cart scale system going. It's pretty handy. We don't really use it to its fullest potential. It's more of just a readout for anything, because you can track all kinds of things. You know you can, if you get everything dialed in, moisture and weight and stuff, you can pretty much well tell how what each field makes bushels per acre. But since we don't have a whole lot of storage, we're not too concerned. No, we'll keep track of what we put in a couple bins, but we're not writing down every load, that's for sure. Okay, Matthew just called me with that last load, and we weren't too far off, which is good. And we were also about 900 pounds light, which is even better. We'd rather be, if we're off one way, we'd rather be light, because that means there's actually more than what we showed. So I'm going to do the math here. Pardon my handwriting, I was kind of doing it in a hurry. But what we have here is, this is what my weight showed on the truck, and this is Matthew's actual weight. So we're going to do this equation right here. Why is this turning? Actual weight divided by my incorrect weight. That'll give us a percentage, and we're going to multiply that by our cal number, which is right here. That says rated capacity, but that's just a cal number. So we're gonna, that's our cal number, that's gonna change. So let's do the math here. Actual real weight was 55,800. Divide that by 54,914 equals 1.01. And we're gonna multiply that by 41,404, or 403. What about that? 41,403 equals 42,071. So we go in here, 42,071. Yep. Save settings. Calibration will increase by 1.61%. Save. Now, in the past, one calibration is usually good enough. I guess I could do this next load, but we'll see. Let's see if that changed my curtain weight or not. I forget what it was at. Oh well. But yeah, that's pretty easy, really. Just a little bit of simple math. You just got to know which number goes where. And we have about half a pass left in this field. We'll be done. Well, we're going to be done for the day. The elevator closed. Well, it's already closed. And it had too much to fit on the truck for the last load, so I just did 2 half loads, but I did one more calibration. And that first cal we did, we were 1.6% light. And the next calibration, we were 0.6% heavy. So that's really close. They say, oh, better pull forward here. They say anything in 1%, around 1% is more than acceptable. So we should be well under 1% now. So that's good. We got that dialed in here, and we just got that 80 to do tomorrow. So that's it. But other than that, we'll get the combines pulled in the shed and see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. Heading to the next bean field. There's what we cut last night, just shy of 40 acres. About 37 acres, so just enough to get the combines dialed in and everything. Heading down about 3/4 mile down the road now to an 80, and that's all we've got left, unfortunately, of these early beans. I think we're going to have to plant more of these next year. Planted about the same amount last year. They did really good last year. This field did exceptional this year. So we'll see how this 80 does. And then, like I said, they'll definitely be on the docket for next year. But after we get in with this 80 today, we're not going to have anything for probably 5 to 7 days, unfortunately. But just enough to get everything dialed in, make sure nothing's broken and everything's how it should be. So I'm not sure if I'll be in the combine harvesting today, but Dad just told me to hop in here and drive it down there because he's pulling the header down. So we'll see once we get situated. We've got Luke's on his way down to his combine and one header, then Jonathan's taking a semi, so we'll come back for the other header, semi, and grain cart. Making poor old Dad hooking up. Nah, he already had the head unstrapped off the cart, and he just kept doing it. So I said, "Hey, that's all right with me." We've been going for a little bit now. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I was in the grain cart trying to do some calibrations on the combine, and so we're trying to get the combine yield monitors dialed in with the scales on there. So I was doing that, then Luke had to go and run doing something for a minute, so I hopped in his combine. That's where I'm at now. There's Dad there. So Luke's in the grain cart, John's in the semi, and I'm in here. So we've got, oh, I don't know, 15 acres done, probably 20. It takes a minute we run field view up there on the iPad. It takes a minute to sync up with the one that's going in Dad's and push the data over, tell us how much we've done and whatnot. But these beans are doing really good. This monitor is basically dialed in. It's showing a little shy, which is all right. We'd rather it show a little light than heavy. We're running well into the 80s bushels per acre, that is. So can't complain with that. Dad's going to take a little bit of tinkering. His is just slightly heavy, really not too bad. We could just leave it and knock off a bushel or two probably, but we'd rather get it as close as possible, like you said, and if it's a little shy, that's all right. But it won't take us very long to do this, especially with 2 machines. Moisture's about 11%, I'd say. Only running one semi, just because we can get to the elevator pretty quick. It's only a couple miles down the road, but may have to go get the other one because the grain cart's basically full. I don't think Jonathan's back yet, but that's part of it. Well, we got 2 trucks. These are half-mile rows, so stay pretty busy. Pretty warm out today, 86 degrees. Unlike last week where it was like 66, but that's all right. It's supposed to stay decently warm for the next 10 days, I think, but nothing too crazy. The humidity's not as near as high, which makes it a lot better. So we'll get these beans cut, like I was saying, and then probably the first next week before we can start on any others. But this hot weather will help things. Might have to hand shell some corn, see what it was doing. It's still pretty green, but that's all right. Not much other farming going on around here, it seems. I know there was a few guys going last week, but I know they could be hauling different elevators. But I talked to the lady in the elevator yesterday, and as of yesterday, we were the only people hauling in, which was a little bit surprising. I can see just probably about a mile away, there's 2 combines and a grain cart parked. Those guys actually farm just across the road from us at our shop, and those beans are really close. I'm sure they'll probably be there the next day or two, but I'm guessing since they're sitting there that they don't have anything ready yet. But things are just starting to get kicked off, and I'm sure here in a couple days and then first of next week for sure, people really hit some beans hard, because there's quite a few beans that are getting ready to turn. I know you can't see it probably, but right there, the neighbor's beans are look about like these, so I'm sure they'll be in here in the next few days anyway. He's one of the guys who had been cutting beans last week. Next week's going to be a busy week, I'm sure, for everyone. Well, it looks like the neighbors that were just over there moved down there. I could see some dust, and I saw their equipment moving down to across the road from the shop. So that's one other guy that's going, which is good, because the elevator originally was going to close at 4, but now they're going to close at 5, which isn't much of a difference, but it'll help out for sure. So, but we'll have this 80 wrapped up no problem by then. Doing proper auger cart things now. Finally got everything lined up, calibrated, ready to go, so should be hopefully good to go the rest of the season. Probably do a few more tests throughout just to make sure. So I know some guys don't care about what their yield monitor says, they just roll with the punches and just add up their tickets, which we still do that too, but we like to know what it's doing as you go through the field. It's rewarding. Sitting here waiting. Got a full load on the grain cart. That truck was full, and John should be on his way back. But I guess that's good. The elevator's only 4 miles away, and can't keep up like we normally do. But that's what happens when you got good beans, I guess. Doing exceptionally well, like I said earlier. So maybe backing off a bushel or two as we get further to the west side of this field, but it goes uphill just a little bit, but not terrible. So everything's been going well, been running smoothly, so that's good. Got maybe like 2 rounds left, round and a half, so get that finished up and get the equipment moved back to the shop. We were supposed to have another guy help us truck this fall, but we haven't heard back from him, even though he said he was going to. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes. Not that we probably would have used them today, just because we only got this 80 to do, but could have maybe been a good teaching and learning experience for him, but I guess we'll just have to see. So, don't see John coming back yet. Hopefully he gets here soon. Well, the cart's full again. So is this truck. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it in. That way we can keep on rolling, and we only got like a round left, like I said, so not that big of a deal. Try to get these last couple loads in as quick as possible, that way we can wrap her up for the evening. Just pulling back in the drive. Got the last load hauled in, and looks like still got to go back and get the cart and the other combine and the other head. But that's going to be all for this video, I do believe. I appreciate you guys watching, and probably see you guys in a few days to start cutting those other beans. See you then.